Hello, 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 ho, ho, ho. Can you believe we are literally an hour? Can you believe we're literally a week away from Christmas again? It's been another crazy year. It's been another crazy 12 months, but the Christmas break is upon us. And I'm going to finish the year with a gift for you today. So I want to give a gift that I've shared on Property Entrepreneur Program for the last few years. We've even had delegates translate this into other languages to gift to their friends and families. And I would encourage you to make some time between Christmas and New Year to complete this exercise, reflection. It's basically a gift. It's something I've done for the last few years with my friends, with my family, and in the last couple of years shared with the property entrepreneurs. So I'm going to share it with you today. For those of you that are listening while you're driving or you are out running, exercising at the gym, this is one you want to come back to with a pen and paper. It's only short, it's only sweet, but it's going to be a game-changing end-of-year exercise for you to do. And I think you're going to find it really, really rewarding. What I'm going to do this week is share with you the one-word exercise, which you do at the end of each year. Excuse me, my voice is a bit hoarse. I think I've got the same man flu that everybody else has got. I'm going to share with you the one-word exercise that you can share with all your friends, all your family, and complete it between Christmas and New Year. And it's a really, really nice way to end the year and also look back on each year as we pass them on what the last 12 months actually look like. Next week, which will be the 28th of December, I'm going to share with you the flywheel. So in this podcast, we're going to look at winding down the year, slowing down, being reflective, enjoying Christmas, having some time off. And I'm going to give you another little gift as well at the end. Just something to take away with you to encourage you to make the most of the Christmas break. And then next week, we're going to shift gears. Next week, I'm going to take you through the flywheel blueprint, how to fire up the flywheel. And again, this is something we teach on Property Entrepreneur. It's all about getting ahead of the game, getting out the traps and not turning up on New Year's Day hungover and dragging yourself into the first month of the year. It's about coming out the traps, full steam ahead, all guns blazing, wealth, health, life by design, and making 2022 our best year yet. Hopefully enjoying these podcasts. The views and downloads by week are increasing in the hundreds. We're in the top 10 in the UK now for business and entrepreneurship podcasts, and we're in the top 5% in the world for all podcasts. So I'm glad you're enjoying these. Please do keep tuning in, and any support you can give by just sharing the podcast will keep me motivated, keep the content coming, and make sure we give you the maximum value moving forward. So this week we're going to focus on the one word exercise, and what this is an end of year celebration to allow you to reflect on the year, share some time with a friend, a family, your children, a partner, a husband, a wife, anyone you want to share it with. And it's an exercise that will take you about 60 to 90 minutes. You want to do it over a glass of wine or a coffee a glass of wine by the fire, or a coffee in the evening, or a coffee whenever you drink it. I don't drink coffee. But the idea is to make an event of this and enjoy the process, get reflective, and I would recommend sharing this exercise with somebody else because it can be really, really enjoyable. So when is the time to do this? So what we want to do is we're going to do one word, we're going to play one word, and we're going to do this between Christmas and New Year. New Year's Eve is really, really great, and also New Year's Day you can do it, but I would prefer between Christmas and New Year, and potentially New Year's Eve. Nice over breakfast, over lunch, over a glass of wine, whenever you fancy it. And I'd also recommend doing it with somebody else. What we're going to do is get our journals, and we're going to answer a series of questions reflecting the year that's been. And basically, we're going to summarise it down into pretty much 1 or 2 pages in your journal, close the year, enjoy New Year's Eve, and then switch gears tomorrow into 2022. So one word, this exercise is called the one word. And basically what we're looking at is doing the whole year in review in about 60 to 90 minutes. These are the lists of questions or exercises you're going to do. So if you are running or driving, listen to it now, but make a mental reminder. You want to come back with a pen and paper and write these things down. So the first is what we're going to do is review 21 successes from 2021. So on Property Entrepreneur, every year we look at successes, failures, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and we get really strategic for 3 months. This end of year review is basically all positive. It's all positive, congratulating ourselves, enjoying the 12 months that's been, and we're going to kick this off with 21 successes from 21. So write that at the top of your page. And then what you'll do is just do a brain dump of 21 successes you've had in the last 12 months. These could be huge, like you've left your job, or you've made your first 6-figure or 7-figure net profit deal. It could be ginormous, or it could be something seemingly small. It could be that you now get up earlier, or you manage to run a 5k in under X amount of minutes. Whatever these things are to you, write down 21 successes from 2021. That's exercise 1. The second, which is why this is called one word, is we want to choose one word to sum up 2021. So if you were to sit there and reflect and think, 2021, what happened? What took place? How did I feel? What's the journey been like? Has it been a great year? Has it been a challenging year? If you were to choose one word to sum up 2021, what would it be? The next is one feeling. So what I want to do next is choose one feeling to sum up 2021. If you had to choose one feeling that summarised the whole of your experience through 2021, what would it be? Would it be busy? Would it be exciting? Would it be adrenaline? Would it be nervous? Would it be challenging? Would it be happy? Would it be grateful? If you were to choose one feeling from 2021, what would that be? The next is one lesson. So what is the one lesson you can take from 2021? On Property Entrepreneur, we talk about the 10 lessons learned every year. What we're looking at here is you can only take one lesson forward. Let's say that your brain is going to get wiped on New Year's Eve and everything you've learned this year is going to disappear, but there's only one lesson you can take forward. What's the one biggest lesson you've had this year? It could be no problems, only solutions. Switching your mindset to constantly looking for the positive. It could be relationships over transactions. Start playing the long game rather than short game. It could be have a level of self-awareness. Have a high level of self-awareness and don't do those things you don't want to do. What's the one lesson that you've learned this year that's fundamentally changed your life or changed your business or changed your mindset? One lesson that you can take forward. The next point, so this is the fourth. The first one was 21 successes. The second was one word. The third was one feeling. The fourth was one lesson. The fifth is the person I am most grateful for in 2021. So have a think through the whole year. Who is the one person you've been most grateful for? It might be a partner. It might be a family member. It might be an investor. It might be a mentor or a coach. Who is the one person you're most grateful for in the year that's been? And then finally, the sixth is what we're going to do is we're going to write down our top 3 more, 3 less, 3 keep. So on Property Entrepreneur, we spend a whole quarter, we spend 3 months focusing on more, less, keep. What we're going to look at is from the year that's been, what are the 3 things that you want more of in 2022? After that, what are the 3 things that you want less of? The top 3 things you want less of in 2022? And then based on the year that's been, the things you've enjoyed, what are the 3 things you want to keep in 2022? So number 6 is the top 3 more, less, keep. 3 things you want more of next year, the top 3 things you want less of next year, and the top 3 things you want to keep. Now, what I encourage you to do is go through those. That if you give that the time that it deserves, it will probably take you 30 to 60 minutes to go really deep, really reflective, flick through your social media, flick through your photo reels, flick through your calendar, flick through your journal. Just take a real introspective bit of time to come up with that, and then share it with the person you're doing it with. Share it as you go. Excuse me. Share it as you go. Share the experience, share your thoughts, inspire each other. celebrate each other, congratulate each other. Just go through and really enjoy the exercise, whether it's with a son, a daughter, a life partner, a husband, a wife, a friend, a business partner, an acquaintance, your family round a New Year's Eve celebration, whatever it is. Spend 30 to 60 minutes going through those, share it with somebody else and really enjoy the process. The second half of this is basically what we call scores on the doors. And this is more statistical than it is emotional. And what we're going to do is get a page or a piece of paper or a page in your journal. And we're going to carve the page into two. And this is called scores on the doors. It's still part of the one word game, but it's called scores on the doors. And on the left, we're going to write personal at the top. And at the right, we're going to write professional. And then what we're going to do is write a list of all the things about our personal life that we think are important or of interest or are worth rating. And then we're going to rate them out of 10. So all the different areas of our personal life might be health, it might be family, it could be friends. And then what we're going to do is, based on where we are at the end of the year, how would we rate that part of our life out of 10? So I'm going to rattle off some ideas here. You can do as many of these as you want. You can do 5, you can do 10, you can do 20. Here's the ones that I did last year. For my personal, I did relationships, experiences, happiness, health and fitness, finance, balance, family, friends, growth, fulfillment, spirituality and love. They to me were like the key things that came out to me about my life and my personal life in 2021. And then what I did was went through and rated them. So relationships, 10 out of 10. Experiences, 8 out of 10. Happiness, 8 out of 10. Finance, 9 out of 10. Balance, 4 out of 10. Time with friends, 6 out of 10. Fulfillment, 6 out of 10. And then what I did was rated all those different parts of my personal life and scored what I thought, how I would score myself on the year that's been. And then for professional, we do the same, but obviously the topics might be similar or they might be different. Underneath that professional heading, we're going to write down all the individual elements of our professional life and then score them out of 10. So these might be mine last year, for example, were growth, success, finance, execution, discipline, focus, leverage, purpose, relationships, profile, enjoyment and rewarding. They were the ones that I chose. You can use those, you can add to them, you can take away, you can put as many or as few as you want. And we're going to do the same, is go through them one by one and just be really reflective and score yourself, not necessarily on your immediate consciousness, but try and tap into that self-aware or that subconscious, emotional, reflective, more realistic, not ego-driven scoring. And just score yourself realistically on those. So go through those: growth, 8 out of 10, success, 9 out of 10, execution, 6 out of 10, discipline, 5 out of 10. Score out what they might be for you, and then that'll give you a good reflection statistically on what your professional side of 2021 has been. Then what we're going to do is two things. And to finish this game off, to finish one word off, to finish scores on the doors off, we're going to look at those personal ones and look at those professional ones. And we're going to say, right, personally, what does my 2021 feel like? Now, I feel like my year was probably a 9 out of 10 in 2020. This was 2019 or 2020, this one that I'm looking at now. I haven't done it for 2021 yet. But I've put here that it feels like a 9 out of 10, or it feels like a 9 out of 10. So I feel like my year, all things considered, was a 9 out of 10. And then what we do is write scores like. So we say, right, well, it feels like, personally, feels like a 9 out of 10. But actually, I only scored like an 8 out of 10. So, right, well, actually, I'm being a bit too optimistic there. There's parts of my life I really need to focus on, and I'm not giving them enough attention. So it feels like X, and then it scores like X. And then you do exactly the same for a professional. In summary, 2021, what does it feel like to you? It feels like a 8 out of 10, but it scores like a 6 out of 10. So actually, it's really worth tuning into this going into the new year. What areas of that wheel of life or scores on the doors needs to have attention? And then just have a really nice opportunity to reflect on that as the year closes off. So this is called One Word, and to reflect, what we're going to do is work through these exercises with somebody else and enjoy the process. Make an afternoon of it, a morning of it, an evening of it. Have a glass of wine, have a nice drink, have some food, do it with a friend, do it with a family member, do it with one of your children, do it with your life partner. And what we're going to do is 21 successes from 2021. The second is one feeling to sum up 2021. The second is one word to sum up 2021. The third is one feeling to sum up 2021. The fourth is one lesson to take from 2021. The fifth is the person I am most grateful for in 2021. And the sixth is the top 3 more, top 3 less, and top 3 things you want to keep going into 2022. After that, take a bit of a break, have a bit of a reflector, share notes, compare answers, inspire each other, congratulate each other, reflect and enjoy. And then we're going to do scores on the doors. And scores on the doors is a list of the personal, list of the professional, all the individual elements that you can think of or that are relevant to you. Score them individually for personal and then for professional. And then in summary, say my personal life in 2021 has felt like a 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But then it scores like, and you add them all up, divide them by the amount they are, find the average. And you might say it feels like a 9, but it scores like an 8. And professional, you might say it feels like a 6, but actually it scores like a 9, or it scores like an 8. So actually you're not doing yourself justice and you're beating yourself up. This game, one word, is an absolute game changer. I've done it for the last few years. It's as enjoyable to reflect on the next year. So I've got all my journals from the last few years. And I'll always have a look back and look at what it was like at the end of the last year, what my successes were. It's as enjoyable to look back on next year as it is to complete this year. So carve out some time, enjoy the process. And like I say, we've even had a delegate on Property Entrepreneur who's translated this into another language and shared it on with their friends and family in their country because they got so much value from it. And I'd highly recommend you do the same. So do this. If you like the idea of this, share it with your friends, your family, pop it in your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook groups, share it with other people, encourage them to do the same. It's a really, really great way to end the year. And then finally, I said I might have another little gift for you. And this is me giving you a gift by way of granting permission. So my gift to you is to have time off over Christmas. Now, you might say, well, that's fine. I'm having time off anyway, but are you actually going to have proper time off? Are you going to be off your phone? Are you going to be off Facebook? Are you going to be off WhatsApp? Are you going to be off email? Are you going to be out of the office? You probably feel like you could be, or maybe you want to be, but you shouldn't be. And actually, you're a grafter, you wear the badge of honour, you burn the candle at both ends, you're up, first one in, last one out. That's fine. I've lived and breathed that my whole life. However, I am granting you the permission and encouraging you to think that between Christmas and New Year, you have to have some time off. And the mindset I want you to get into is that time off is a requirement, not a luxury. Now, this is something I've been banging the door down with the board for the last 4 or 5 years. Time off is a requirement, not a luxury. And when I'm saying it to you, and I say it to the board, and I say it to the property entrepreneurs on the program or on Advanced, I'm also saying it to myself, because we think that more work and more time and more graft is our obligation and that our work ethic drives us forward and we've got to keep moving. The reality is that time off is a requirement, not luxury. And approaching the end of the year, you need to have some time off to recharge. And not only is it a requirement, not a luxury, to avoid burnout, to get recharged, to spend time with your family, to just take a breather and smell the roses, it's also a requirement in the fact that it will actually increase your productivity. It will increase your output. The second mantra for this gift is, so time off is a requirement, not a luxury. The second element to this is, if you genuinely want to increase output in 2022, one of the easiest ways and most effective ways to do this is to reduce input. Now, let that settle in for a minute, because it's a strange concept, but it's 100% true. To increase output, reduce input. If you want to increase output coming into the traps, and when I do the podcast next week on the 28th of December about the flywheel, If you want to increase output next year, you need to reduce the input. And over Christmas, I would encourage you to start doing this, because if you're just ploughing in more and more hours, your motivation is actually reducing, your quality of work is coming down, and your productivity is probably actually falling through the floor. There's a big difference between being busy and being productive. And all of us can be busy, you know, sit down at work, get up early, check these emails, organise this desk, order some new stationery, sharpen these pencils. That's not being productive. That's being busy for the sake of being busy. If you reduce the amount of time you put into your work and you reduce the amount of time you put into your business, what you'll find is the output actually increases, because with less time, you have less time to procrastinate. You have less time to be, inverted commas, busy, and you're head down, productive, up against the clock, getting stuff done, working on projects. Deadlines get things done. You actually get stuff done. Now, whether this applies to you over Christmas, which is what I'm encouraging you to do now, or even just resetting the bar for next year and looking at those handful of habits that we have and say, right, from now on, I don't work weekends. If you work weekends, then you'll just start to think during the week, oh, I'll pick that up on Saturday. I'll do that Sunday morning. That is not the way to work. Weekends off are a requirement, not a luxury. Weekends are scarce. They should be protected. Time off is a requirement, not a luxury. And if you reduce the input, you will increase the output. And if we talk about weekends, now I am pretty good. More often than not, I won't do anything at the weekend. Every now and again, I'll slip into it or I'll do something, but it's normally because I want to do it. It's stacking a deal, or it's coming up with a new creative idea, or it's doing something for Property Entrepreneur, or whatever. It's something I want to do. If you start to say, right, well, I work Saturday mornings now, I guarantee you those 5.5 days will be less productive than if you said, I don't work Fridays, I only work Monday to Thursday. The same applies with weekends off. If you now say to yourself, I'm not working weekends, not only Monday to Friday will you get shit done and you'll get work out the door, but you'll have Saturday off, really enjoy it, you've deserved it, you've worked for the weekend, you really enjoy having a nice Saturday off. By the time you get to Sunday lunchtime and you haven't been on WhatsApp and you haven't been in your inbox and you haven't loaded your laptop up, I guarantee you, where previously you just keep ticking over at sort of a steady rate, I guarantee you by Sunday afternoon you'll be twiddling your thumbs. You'll be thinking about work. You'll be looking forward to doing deals. You'll be looking forward to getting your laptop open Monday morning. And by reducing that input over the weekend, I guarantee you will increase your output Monday to Friday, because not only is there less time, which means deadlines get things done, it will also increase your motivation. If I have 2 solid days off work, by Monday I can't wait to get back at it and go for it. And this is what I encourage you to do over Christmas. So time off is a requirement, not a luxury. Reduce the input, take some time off. I guarantee you it will increase your output when we come back. Recharge, relax, let the pendulum swing, you know, have some sausage rolls, have some stuffing, have some turkey, whatever you want. Allow yourself to get bored, allow the pendulum to swing, allow yourself to recharge. And I guarantee you, when we come out the traps New Year, listen to the podcast 28th of December and I'll set you up for the next gear. So relax, recharge, take a week off. 28th of December, lock into the podcast. I'll share with you the Fire Up the Flywheel blueprint, and we will go out of the traps full steam ahead from the 1st of January. Whilst all our competitors, all our market, everybody else is hungover, is fat and hungover and sluggish, I'm going to set you up on the 28th of December. By the time you've had your cake, drunk your beer, stuffed your face, we're going to get a head start ahead of New Year's Eve and go out to 2022 to make sure it's our best year on record. We know what we're doing and we get ahead of the game. Enjoy one word. Take some time before Christmas with your friends, your family, your children, whoever you want, to do this exercise, 60 to 90 minutes. Guarantee you won't regret it. And it's just an amazing way to end the year and reflect on everything that's happened before we go all guns blazing into 2022. And like I say, I'm giving you permission granted, to take off Christmas time, see your friends, see your family, drink the beer, eat the chocolates, do whatever you want. 28th of December, tune back in, we'll reset the bar, we'll fire up the flywheel, and I will make sure that you have the best year on record heading into 2022. Merry Christmas for those of you that I don't see, speak to or engage with ahead of the Christmas break. I will personally be well off the grid over Christmas, but I will see you live on the 28th of December, or live, we will be doing the recording, but the podcast will go live on the 28th of December for Fire Up the Flywheel. Have a great Christmas. I'll catch you before New Year. Congratulations on everything you've achieved in the 2021 that's been. And if you've enjoyed these podcasts and you want your friends and family to make the most of the one word exercise before Christmas, click a link, share it in your Facebook group, share it in your WhatsApp groups, and yeah, share the love, enjoy the process. I will see you all on the 28th of December for Fire Up the Flywheel. Merry Christmas, enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your gifts, and I will see you on the other side. Remember, success and failure are both very, very predictable. Time off is a requirement, not a luxury, and I will see you the other side of Christmas. All the best, and I will catch you again then.